You know, if you take everything I've accomplished in my entire life and condense it down into one day, it looks decent.
Decent show. Look at him go with a fresh cup of Joe.
Tax attorney.
Getting down to work early. Reagan and Ryan, as always, coming at you with another episode about content that we've consumed and that you can too. We went and saw a movie in theaters. The theaters are back, and we gave them our money. There was hardly anybody there. Kind of eerie. Hopefully,
yeah, it was.
Your local cinema makes it. Don't be afraid to support them unless you have a weak immune system or COVID.
Of course, we saw Sonic, and there was no one there either. But that was because that movie sucked.
Yes.
That was not due to the pandemic. That was not eerie. If anything, that was off-putting.
If anything, that movie was a pandemic.
Yeah, maybe that's what started it.
Sonic spread it around very quickly. And the movie we'll be eventually reviewing at some point in this episode is the New Mutants from 20th Century Fox in association with Marvel Entertainment.
Yep.
And Reagan, before we review this so-called movie...
We need to get to it, dude. I got so many things to say now.
Do you want to do it first or do the other stuff at the end?
Yeah, let's do it.
So what do you think of the movie? Where do you want to start?
I thought pretty much from the get-go, I was like, this movie's Garbaggio.
Okay.
I was pretty sure of that for a long time because the movie really struggled for me to... I didn't even know what it was. Like, I didn't know what it was trying to be, you know? Like, it's obviously an X-Men movie. Like, it's obviously like a Marvel property. I thought it would be more... I don't know, action-y, I guess. But then...
Yeah, little to no action.
Then it was very drama-heavy, but then it shifted back to action. It was just very weird to me. I think it got better as it went on, for sure.
Yes. It did get better.
And I just think it's absolutely... I'm going to read it again just because, like, how ridiculous it is. The film was originally slated to come out on April 13th, 2018, but was was delayed for reshoots. Then it was supposed to come out in 2019, February. Then it was pushed back because Disney purchased Fox. Then it was pushed back to April for X-Men Dark Phoenix. Then it was pushed back in March of this year because of the pandemic. So that's just a wild ride for a movie to go on. And, like, this movie was supposed to come out so long ago. Like, think about...
So if it was supposed to come out in 2018, that means they were shooting it in 2016.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that means we saw previews for it in 2017, which is a really weird thing to think about.
I remember some kind of trailer that looked... I remember a trailer that was nothing like the trailer in the movie that we just saw.
Yeah.
I feel like it was different characters, different story, different setting. Mm-hmm. And...
we'll talk about this later, but it's definitely like, because of the pandemic and everything, I understand you have to market your movie, but like, I guess it didn't hurt this movie as much because of the reshoots and everything, but we saw I've seen 5 trailers for this movie.
Right.
That's so much of the movie, you know, because you take 2 seconds of a scene and then you go to the next scene for 5 trailers, you know.
Weren't all the trailers different though because they kept reshooting it?
That's what I'm saying. It didn't hurt it that much, but
right.
For other movies we're going to talk about later, you can definitely... It's starting to hurt the movie because I know what's going to happen.
Okay. Yeah, you're definitely going to have to get into that. Don't forget that.
Just some, interesting as hell tidbits here. The film was apparently filmed in a psychiatric ward or whatever. And
looks like it.
It was apparently it was very eerie, and a lot of people think it was haunted when they were there. So that's ridiculous. And
the fact that the movie has to deal with it being haunted too.
Yeah. And John Hamm was reportedly cast to portray Mr. Sinister. While filming the role was completed, it was cut from the film as a result of the extensive reshoot process. So John Hamm was Mr. Sinister.
And what is Mr. Sinister in the X-Men world? Obviously a villain.
He's just a villain. He's the guy that, if you remember from the second Wolverine movie... He's the guy with the briefcase that basically has all the DNA of all the mutants and everybody. He's basically like an anti-Professor X. Like, he just wants the DNA of all the mutants and wants to make a bunch of superhumans, basically. And he's a psychopath. There's an after-credit scene in that Wolverine movie, and that's where you see it. No, it's from Apocalypse, which you haven't seen, right?
Right, I have not. So he's technically not a person with powers.
No, he's just a psycho man who just wants to basically kill all the mutants and take their DNA and study them.
great.
Yeah, like that would have been cool. John Hamm, good actor too.
Yeah, I feel like it might have helped the movie out because I was not a fan of Dr. Reyes. I thought she was very flat.
She was. She didn't have any. I
didn't-
kept waiting for something to happen. Well, that was pretty much the whole thing in the movie. I kept waiting for something to like. I guess it did happen, but it took so long.
And even when she was, I guess, doing her thing and like really getting scary and trying to kill the main girl, I can't even remember her name. Danielle. So anyway, when she's like trying to kill Danny, she's still super flat. Like she had no range. She was just calm down,
And then never.
I'm dying, like I'm bleeding out, but
No payoff.
yeah, the Danielle must die. Like she was just flat the whole
Yeah,
movie. Like
no
no
backstory
excitement,
either.
no backstory. Just she was just there. Like she was just a doctor that you would kind of see in passing in a movie, but she was in the whole movie.
And she was
A main character.
There was only 6 characters in this movie, really.
Right.
Which is.
One setting too. How'd you feel about the one setting, basically?
I thought it was done well, actually, because it never felt to me like they were kind of. I don't like the one setting when it feels like to me you're trying to just save your budget, basically. Which I understand you don't want to like spend a bunch of money on every single movie made, but sometimes I feel like it's forced. Whereas like in this, I didn't feel like it was forced because it just felt like, yeah, they're in one place, they're stuck there. We got some flashbacks, you know.
Is Essex mentioned in other X-Men movies?
I don't think so, and not to my like. Doesn't ring a bell for me.
I've seen like all of them except
Apocalypse
and Dark
and
Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix, yeah.
And I can't remember Essex ever being mentioned, but I feel like they had to have been.
Apparently, the director of the movie said this is probably the hardest PG-13 movie ever. Do you feel that way?
What does that mean?
Like, it was so close to being R.
Yeah, I kind of feel that just because of the somewhat scary imagery. They used the B word a few times, and there was some violence. Oh, and sexual, I guess, references and innuendos.
Yeah.
So, I can see that.
Apparently there was more reshoots scheduled, and Disney found them to be it was satisfactory, so they just let it go out. Sounds like to me they were just like, dude, just put it out. Like, you're not going to make it better.
Right. And I don't know how you reshoot something that you've been shooting for 4 years without the actors just looking drastically different.
Super old. Yeah, you've never seen that Fantastic Four movie, have you?
Which one?
The most recent one. It's pretty obvious, dude. Like, it's pretty obvious from scene to scene. We've talked about it before, but everyone's hair changes so drastically.
Right.
Yeah, dude, man, there's so many... It's such a weird movie. Like, I can't believe... There was this much controversy and all this issues over a pretty small, looked like, kind of small movie that, why not just put it out, you know? But I guess, I wonder what, I feel like, you know, I feel like you can never win, but I feel like with the reshoots, it probably would have been a better movie, you know?
Maybe.
Because it just felt like, to me, I was like, what kind of movie is this? Because it was like a love story at one point.
Right.
It was spoilers. It was like a horror movie. It was like I don't know, it was a drama action
with
movie.
a random small party montage out of nowhere that made no sense.
I hate that so much. I can't stand
dancing in a hallway with a tambourine to no music.
That's it. There's no music playing. You're just dancing in a hallway with a tambourine, and then you're drinking water. 2 people just drinking water. That's a party. And then they're like throwing goldfish at each other, and that's a party.
That's a party.
And I'm gonna wear a doctor's gown. Oh. Cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like they would have just had sex or something, you know? I mean, why not? I would imagine that would be the one thing they probably can't do.
Just Birdo gets too hot.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna burn their...
Well, I guess we skipped over a lot of stuff, but what were your thoughts on it? Just general thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the movie had no sense of direction. I had a hard time placing it within the X-Men timeline. Like, what time period was it in? They did acknowledge the existence of the X-Men. I feel like there was a brief mention of Professor X, but then at the same time it came down to this Essex company, and it's like, okay, so this company owns mutants, and I feel like the scene where Danielle can see like the next step in the process, and it's like all those kids in those labs, I feel like that's in one of the X-Men movies. No, it's in Days of Future Past or First Class, not maybe First Class, or basically anything that isn't Dark Phoenix or Apocalypse. I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah.
In one of the X-Men movies.
I think you're right. Yeah, it seems familiar.
Like that lab with those big white walls. Maybe it was in Wolverine, like on the news stories.
Oh, it's in Logan.
That's what I meant, Logan.
Yeah,
there
it's
we go.
in Logan.
Yeah. Okay, so.
And that makes sense because this movie was probably supposed to come out right after Logan. Basically, it's supposed to be their next X-Men movie.
Okay, yeah.
Logan and Deadpool too.
Because Logan had a lot of kids involved, and
they're taken to this place and tortured and stuff. I bet there was more of that in the non-reshot version.
Yeah, I bet so too. So yeah, it felt like this weird standalone story that didn't have a sense of the direction it was going in. It was a pretty slow-paced movie. The acting, honestly, I've seen worse acting, but it was. Again, each character was just a little flat to me. The Kentucky guy was very stereotypical. Birdo was just kind of there. He was just like a dude, and he was like basically mysterious for no reason, and then we found his backstory out anyway. And I thought the blonde chick was a little over the top. Just some of her mannerisms were excessive and annoying. And
she had some of the lamest lines, too.
Yeah.
A lot of the lines in this movie just fell really flat. Like,
cringeworthy.
I'm Magic, too.
Yeah.
I hated that reveal. Like, we've already seen what she can do. I thought she was gonna full bodysuit armor or something, you know.
Yeah, I guess I didn't fully understand the fact that she can go to different realms, or I don't know what was going on there. Like her happy place was like a whole different universe that she could just go to through a portal.
It seemed like she could teleport, I guess, and that was, I don't know. It wasn't really explained that well. I don't really need it to be explained, but it was kind of annoying that.
Yeah, she has some friend that she meets in this magic portal land. Or is that her dragon?
It's her dragon. It's her dragon that becomes like real.
Yeah, and then whatever her name is, the church girl. I thought her backstory was super creepy. How she like was so close to religion, but yet she was a lesbian and she killed her priest.
Right. Well, her priest tried to kill her too.
Right, but she's still like devout. Like she's still going and doing confession and. There's nobody there to confess to. There's nobody holding church. So it's like, well, I don't understand what's the point of having the church if it's just this one doctor.
It's really weird that they
runs the whole thing.
I told you during the middle of the movie, like, are they really expecting her, Reyes, to do this job all the time?
Right. Does she clean the toilets too? Does she change the sheets?
It's like, oh, Reyes is asleep. Like, let's do something. It's like, yeah, I'm sure she sleeps every night. There's no way she can just not sleep.
Right. And they like drugged her tea.
Yeah.
Where did they get the drugs? How'd they do it? How did she not notice if everything's on camera?
That's a great point. Why do you need to? She sleeps every night. Just wait until nighttime.
But what if she doesn't? Because she's some kind of mutant. I mean, she can throw force fields.
Okay, that's cool, but that would be a good explanation. But it was never given to us. So I'm going to take it as she's regular, except for the force field things.
Right. And she does all that. She does all the monitoring. I'm assuming she has to clean because that place is pretty. I mean, it was old. Old looking, but it was
and everything.
Spotless.
Yeah.
So is she cleaning, changing sheets, and cleaning toilets and watching all these kids?
Well, she's not making the food, but she's doing probably
somebody's making
ordering
the food.
it. Yeah.
Where is the food coming in from?
She probably lets the food trucks come in. And
they have a Cisco food truck come in. The shields have to be down for the shipment to come in. And the kids
maybe just make one over the driveway, and then be like, "Hell, y'all stay."
Yeah.
Or maybe she can just leave the force field up, get food, come back.
Going to Sam's Club probably to get them.
Oh yeah, dude, you gotta buy in bulk, dude. Yeah, that's a smart way to go. It's a great way. Just get that.
And then Birdo's doing dishes through the whole movie, like the whole movie.
He's always doing those dishes, dude. He loves doing those dishes.
And there's 6 people, and they have like 20 massive pots in there.
And he's never complaining. He's like, dude, I gotta do dishes again.
Yeah, it's like, why don't you guys do dishes?
3 scenes in a row. This dude's doing dishes.
Yeah, I thought that was very stereotypical. That was probably the biggest problem I had with the movie.
Couple of things I want. The film was originally delayed because of its inspiration from Get Out and It. And then also, the filmmakers also cite inspirations as One That Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Shining, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors, and The Breakfast Club. So
it basically is a horrible copy of all of those movies, and that's why it had made no sense, because it's trying to copy like 6 movies.
They should have, for me... I like some horror movies.
Yeah.
I wish they would have just gone for horror.
Yeah.
Because to me that was... They basically tried to make it in this movie, you know?
Yeah. It felt like it and The Breakfast Club put together. And I haven't even seen Breakfast Club, and I got that vibe.
Well, you haven't seen it either, have you?
No.
Exactly.
But I get what's going on. And it felt like Power Rangers, too, when they're all, like, in the school, and then they come together and bring their powers together. They're like, or Jumanji, where they're all, like, in detention.
There was a lot of just dumb things. I didn't think there was that much potential, but then now that I think about it, I'm like, there is great potential there, because it could have just been a good, like, horror movie.
Yeah.
With some action in it.
Yeah, because I didn't understand those demons from the blonde girl's world. Like, what were those?
I don't know. They never explain it.
They're like some kind of weird demon Slender Man thing that somehow run a facility and all they do is torture kids.
But remember, they're not from Blonde Girl's world. They're from... They're like, who's making these? It's like, oh, it's the girl.
Yeah, Danielle was making them live their worst fear, but that's her worst fear, is the blonde... The blonde girl is afraid of those things. Yeah.
So I guess they existed beforehand, but who are they, you know?
Right, they existed in her world. And Danielle's making her see them again.
And it's never explained. Yeah, I just don't really understand where they came from. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No, it's a smooth transition. But
smooth as possible.
But it seems like they, to me, mocked... I don't even know anything about Slender Man, but I just feel like they mocked his appearance, but they were like some kind of...
knockoff? I don't know.
Like a evil, like that evil worm face, like with these nasty teeth. They almost look like cream-colored Venoms or something.
Venom.
They looked a little weird.
Ooh.
Weird. So they had no backstory. They were just somehow from her world. And then Birdo, I guess, setting his girlfriend on fire from getting intimate. It's pretty weird.
Yep.
Kentucky guy killing his dad and most of the work crew. I mean, that's pretty messed up.
At first, I was wondering, why does everyone assume he killed them all if they're all dead and he's the only one that survived? Why not just a cave-in? But some of them probably survived and said something.
Yeah, he said most of the crew.
Yeah, so I was wondering at first. I was like, come on.
Yeah, pretty scary though. So I feel like the characters had strong backstories, just not all of them were to me explored maybe enough.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I've seen the dog girl in Game of Thrones. She does a British accent. I've seen not a Scottish or Irish, something different. I don't know what accent you would call what she did, but it wasn't British. It was something different. And then
Dutch-Irish. Fathers
from Wales. Yeah, Cuban. Then the other guy, the Kentucky dude, he's in Stranger Things, and he does just a normal American accent, not country. And then the other chick, she does a German accent, and I feel like that was really weird. Between those three, I felt like sometimes their accents were just very annoying and suspect. I felt like they went in and out of them too.
Probably.
Definitely the German chick.
She went in and out of her accent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like sometimes she's like, nice, nine, and
Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah, she
other offensive things.
New girl is a bitch. She'd do all that, and then other times she'd be like, get out, stop.
What was her problem too? I don't understand.
Well, she killed 18 men apparently, which I don't know if these 18 men were. Yeah, we never saw what kind of men they were. Were they the Slender Men demon things, or were they?
Did she see them as that, and were they just regular men?
Interesting.
Weird.
Were they doctors that wore those happy faces that the Slender Men were wearing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, see, I wish we had some explanation to that.
Right, but I also wish the movie wasn't longer. So it's kind of tough.
It felt long for an hour and a half.
Yeah, very slow. I mean, it's just so slow in the beginning. It was just a lot of talking, a lot of stuff not being answered, and we got some of our stuff answered by the middle and end of the movie, but it just wasn't none of it was, to me, very fulfilling.
Yeah.
I guess I feel like, not super early, but I feel like I kind of pieced together maybe after the first dream or two that was her power.
That she was making all the nightmares and everything.
So, and then I did think it was kind of cool how they got more intense and more real and immersive. The other thing, I didn't understand the pool scene. She wants to have, the blonde girl, German girl, whatever you want to call her, wants to have sex with Birdo in the pool. Or, she's being flirtatious. She's like, chase me, let's kiss, you can't burn me.
No, that was all a dream. Or that was all fake.
Was it really?
Yeah, that was all.
So she really was in her room the whole time.
Yeah.
And that whole thing was an illusion to him.
Yeah, just for the setup, like just to set up in his mind his burned girlfriend. Yeah.
You really think so?
Yeah, because she never wants to do that, and
she never. So she really was saying that she didn't do any of that because she wasn't.
And Reyes is like, she's been in a room the whole time.
See, she can teleport. That's why I thought she actually teleported.
Oh, but we never see her teleport. She just sort of disappears. Remember?
Wouldn't that be teleporting?
No, I mean like we never.
She
see
like
a
goes
blue
underwater,
thing.
and next thing she's gone.
Yeah, I think it was all a dream though, because the way they made it look is like she looks really surprised and like, what's going on? Why is he on fire?
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
But that's the thing too. He's just chilling in the other room, and he hears her singing in the pool. So it's an illusion right from then.
Yeah.
I guess because his mind's blank, and he's just sitting there.
Well, remember later they hear singing again, and it's
her room.
Yeah, it's
German
room.
girls.
Yeah.
I did think it's pretty lame that like the end fight, like Birdo is literally doing everything but fighting. Like he's doing everything he can to avoid the action.
I did like how the wolf girl was like, "What are you doing?" Because that's what we were thinking. You know, what are you doing? And she's like, "Oh, I'm just hiding." He's like,
Wolf Girl would be excellent at CinemaSins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's just a lot of weird random dialogue in the movie. There's a lot of really weird scenes. Like, remember when, in order to find her power and have control over it, she has a dream and her dad's like, "Oh, like you're scared."
It's
and she's
too
like,
big.
"Yeah." It's like, "Oh no, you are bigger." And then it's over. And then she comes out of it. And she's like, "No, stop!" And it's over.
Most unfulfilling pep talk
ever
between the dad and Danielle. Moonstar, by the way, weird last name. I guess it's a Native American thing. Is that supposed to be a Native American name?
Yeah.
Moonstar. So anyway,
shout out to all the Native American racist comments as well.
Yeah, but the Pocahontas joke.
Yeah, why so mean out of nowhere? You know, you get a new person, you feel like you'd be excited. You know, you've been with 4 people for probably a year or so.
Right. And she was referred to as an Indian the whole time, so they don't even say Native American.
Remember, it was shot in 2016.
Different times. Not as progressive, but still, yeah, the instant like bitchiness towards her, the Pocahontas slams, were pretty
stereotypical.
Yeah, and I was gonna say something else about Danielle. Couldn't tell how old she is in the movie because like she looks like a kid, but if you see like certain scenes where she's running, she's got a pretty big rack. Like it's kind of weird. I was like, how old is this kid?
No, dude, I think that might be
the reshoots.
Honestly, like some of the reshoots, because the same thing with Maisie Williams is the wolf girl from Game of Thrones. She looks a lot more mature and older, like especially just in the face from scene to scene. Like her chin, I feel like is like more pronounced. From scene to scene, it changes, and I can't tell if that's like CGI because she turns into a wolf or what. I don't know.
And not that it matters, but I pretty much predicted they were lesbians from the get-go.
Yeah, what did you think about that?
That's good.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Yeah, I thought it was useless. I thought it was useless.
Kind of useless, but also didn't really hurt anything just because her name in the movie is Rain. I keep forgetting that. Yeah, Rain, she just like, I don't know, she was Danielle's first friend immediately. They were both kind of lost and
Seemed
they were
quick.
there.
Seemed real quick.
They were there for each other, but yeah, they're quick. I mean, they're on that NRE pretty quick. So
new relationship energy.
Yep. So now you're getting it.
Yeah, you said that to me in the middle of the movie. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, new relationship energy. I was like, all right.
Because they're just getting like pumped up. They're like, yeah, we can like do this and that. And it's like, y'all just started fooling around. Like you're already
just ready to go.
Jumping the gun. Yeah. So
that was interesting, I guess. That's how I feel about the movie. That was interesting, I guess.
Yeah, it's up there for, well, is there anything else on the movie?
Anything else we want to talk about? I just want to reinstate, like, I wish they would have just made a horror movie, honestly. It feels like there wasn't enough action for it to be anything else, and there wasn't enough story for it to really be a drama. And I feel like they were just afraid to go full-on horror with it for a while.
Yeah, and I wish they would have found a way to work in some more action. I felt like there was no action until the end of the movie, and what action they did have was
suspect.
Yeah. And it's weird that her superpower is to create this demon bear, like, that's terrorizing herself.
Uh-huh.
Like, her power is killing her, too, as well as terrorizing others. And now that she's controlled the bear, does she still have her power? Like, what is she going to do moving forward?
I guess she's...
Can she
control it, I
but,
guess?
so she can strike fear in other people whenever she feels like it without having to face that herself?
I guess.
Or is she killed the bear and now she's just a regular chick?
We never saw Reyes's biggest fear.
So if we didn't see Reyes' bigger fear, why was she able to see the memory of the Essex Corporation?
Convenient plot is convenient. Convenient superpower is convenient.
Yes.
Or maybe that is her greatest fear. I don't know. It's a lot of things I don't know. Because most things that were the greatest fear manifested themselves in real life. The smiley guys, the priest, the flaming girl, the coal mine. It was all stuff in real life.
Right. And do you think maybe by the end of the movie, Reyes' biggest fear was Danielle, and that's why she was killed by the bear?
Maybe. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, but again, tell me, please.
Yeah. Well, it's open to interpretation. The movie is
Yeah.
really letting you fill in the blanks.
I guess, yeah.
There's a lot of blanks.
That's all I got on this movie.
Yeah, I was going to ask you where it ranked. At one point in the movie, I told you I thought it could be up there for the most decent movie of the year, but...
No way.
Yeah, no.
It's got no shot.
It's below decent, but...
I just think it's too different.
Okay.
I just think that I think if we had seen Unhinged tonight, we'd be talking about the most decent movie of the year. That's how confident I am in that.
Ooh, I bet it's really bad.
You think so?
Nah, but I forgot on IMDb it's got decent ratings. It's decent.
It's going to be very average.
Yeah, and I keep... Based on what I'm seeing, I had a hard time telling in the trailer, but based on the movie's description, it sounds like Russell Crowe's actually the bad guy. It sounds like reverse Taken in this movie. Instead of like saving the girl, he's harassing her.
Yeah. He gets rear-ended or something, and then it just leads to him being unhinged. Roll credits.
Yes, a few roll credits in the New Mutants movie as well.
Shout out. They never said though. So,
Oh,
man.
Okay, we're safe.
Disappointing.
Yeah, you're gonna go to the New Mutant School.
That's Batman. The Suicide
They
Squad.
looked at the camera and winked when they said that.
I wish they put that much emphasis on the.
Yeah, they'd be like, yeah, we're the Suicide Squad. So, where's the rank then?
Man. Loki Garbo.
Yeah.
I want to say Garbaggio, but I can't.
Yes, as poor as the story was, well, the characters weren't totally unlikable. It's just not the strongest performances.
No. But like the thing is like during the movie I was interested to see where it was going, which I guess is enough for it to not be Garbaggio. Because I didn't know exactly where it was going, I didn't know how it was going to end. Wasn't the greatest ending in the world, but there were a couple of decent... I don't know. It was decent when it was trying to be a scary movie for like that little bit, and I guess that was enough for me, but it was still like, it's so barely not Garbaggio.
Right. And also...
Because the first half is terrible. Or it's very slow. Very slow.
And I feel like at first people could only see... Well, I guess it's because they were all separate when it was happening. But it just seemed like people, whenever she was... And that's the other thing, too, is she didn't know when or how she was sending out these dreams on everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she would just be sleeping or chilling and it's just happening. I don't know, I thought that was kind of weird. And then the fact that, I guess because they were all separate when it was happening, but they would, like, be, I guess, getting attacked or have the presence of their biggest fear by Danielle being imposed upon them, but like nobody else could see it. And then by the middle or end of the movie, everybody's being attacked by all of their greatest fears, even if it's not theirs. Like the
Right. That does not make any sense.
But again, I guess it's because they see them all separate. Like Kentucky guy sees it in the washing machine room when he's by himself. Birdo's technically in the pool by himself. Homegirl Rain is in the church by herself.
And then in the shower by herself.
Yeah. And then blonde girl, I guess, is in her solitary confinement room by herself. And then at the end of the movie, though, they're all being attacked by the blonde girl's demons or whatever.
Right.
Like, they're all being affected by them. But yet, it's just them. Like, there's no minors. like the coal miners, like from Home Guide. There's no, the priest doesn't come back again.
Right.
It's kind of weird. Because it'd be pretty wild if there was a bunch of priests and demons chasing them up and down the hallways. They could have made it, I guess, scarier in that way. Because that dude was pretty creepy. That priest stuff was pretty creepy. I don't know what.
He had that chunk of his face out where she killed him, probably.
Right. The combination of horror and religion, like to me, like scare me more when they incorporate like.
Oh yeah, that's always what Exorcist stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what they're all based on because
The fear of God.
There's something weird there.
Yeah. And the fact that he's like branding her a witch whenever she transforms into a werewolf. Like,
that is weird, I guess because any sort of magic thing.
Yeah, makes you a witch. But yeah, low-key Garbog, I'll concur with that just because there's a few things that keep it from being Garbaggio, like the fact that I didn't hate the cast except for maybe Reyes, and then I mean, Kentucky guy was probably next weakest just with that terrible accent, but his backstory was decent. His power was, I guess, pretty cool. Didn't fully understand it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, everything else, like I said, being pretty racist that Berto's washing all the dishes all the time. Thought that was a little low class. And I don't know what they expected this movie. Like, is it really gonna make any money? Like, what made them finally release? I guess they had to, because like you always say, like they're gonna lose money no matter what, so might as well put it out and make something.
From what I understand, it's in the deal when they bought it that it has to be released in theaters,
Right.
and they can't alter anything. I guess they can alter the things about it, but they still have to release this movie called The New Mutants in theaters.
Wish we had access to the old trailer so we could see what it looked like before what it became today.
Yeah. I mean, we can pull it up, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, Low-Key Garbo, definitely not the worst movie of the year. Because I thought it was for a little bit.
What's the worst movie of the year?
I guess Sonic. Sonic, the worst movie we've seen this year?
I don't know. I think I like Sonic better than this movie.
Really?
Not much.
What about Birds of Prey?
I think I like it better than both these movies. Okay, yeah, where does this movie... That's what I meant to ask you. Where does this movie rank in the X-Men universe? Is it better than Apocalypse?
No, it's not.
It's not better than Apocalypse, but you think it's better than Dark Phoenix?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Everybody looks pretty tired in that movie. And and it's not very unique in any way. And there is better action in it, I'll give it that, but at least this movie is something different, even if it's not good, whereas I feel like all the X-Men movies are basically the same.
Right. Okay, so is it only better than Dark Phoenix, or is it better than any of the other?
I mean, it's better than the first X-Men for sure, but that's also a 20-year-old movie, That's not even fair.
Interesting.
Like, it's hard to watch 20-year-old movies, most movies.
Ageist, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I won't deny it.
Okay.
At least I got nothing against Native Americans, it could be worse.
Yeah, I don't either, but apparently Germans randomly do. Like, how does she even know who Pocahontas is?
That's a great question, I don't know.
And where is this school? I mean, is it in the United States?
They never say.
Right.
And there's there would be no way of knowing.
All right. Well, that concludes New Mutants. So yeah, if you got money to waste, go see it. If not, you're not missing anything. But yeah, if you just got $10 burning a hole in your pocket, you go support your local cinema and either try to laugh, try to nap through New Mutants. Either way, we laughed. We had a good time.
Yep. Didn't nap though.
Did not nap. Thought about it. Thinking about napping now.
When was the last time you fell asleep during a movie?
September. Oh wait.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like I was falling asleep during Lovecraft Country, but it's not really a movie.
In the theater.
Oh. I don't know.
Zohan?
No, I saw that on the couch. Saw that at the house, but in the theater, I mean, could have been Avengers during the trailers.
That's right.
that could have been it, but that's probably not. Benghazi. I went and saw that Benghazi movie with
12 hours? 14 hours? 12 hours.
I think it's just called 13 Hours Benghazi or
13
something.
Hours. That's what it is.
Yeah. With
John
John
Krasinski.
Krasinski. Yeah. Fell asleep hard in that movie.
Really?
Like, literally passed out and woke up when it ended. And the person I saw it with like really baited me. They were like, "So what'd you think?" And I was like, "That's decent." He goes, "You didn't even watch. You fell asleep through the whole thing. What are you talking about?" I was like, "Yeah, you're right. What happened?" He goes, "Nah, it was decent." And I was like, "Okay, exactly." So,
Man,
yeah, I might have fallen asleep more recently, but oof, that one, like,
you were just bored, or
I don't know. I think I just need sometimes. If the movie's not interesting enough, even if sometimes it could be interesting, but I just hit that chair a certain way and I'm just out.
that chair hit different.
Yeah, no doubt.
It slaps.
Yeah, and then what's the other one? I think maybe John Wick. I think I saw the second one in theaters and fell asleep.
No, you didn't. We watched it together. Remember?
Oh, but I think I saw.
Oh no! Wait, we saw the third one together. And
Yeah.
you fell asleep during that one as well.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's great, dude. Two in the same series.
Yeah, well,
That's impressive.
I like my naps.
Random tidbit about 13 Hours. My uncle, he only loves things that are real, 100% real. For instance, we watched A Quiet Place. Thought it was the worst movie ever. Literally said that was the worst movie ever because it was not real. So we watched 13 Hours for his third time in that weekend. He watched it twice back to back.
Why?
Because he loved it so much.
What did you think of?
I thought it was a very average movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was exactly what I thought it was going to be.
I remember it being average.
It was just, I see the trailer and I go, I could see that and have just as much to say as I do now having watched the trailer.
Right. Love that.
Exactly.
Love being able to see a trailer. I'm like, oh yeah.
All right, so we finished our review. I'm just gonna talk about a couple of movies I've seen recently.
Yes.
And a trend I've noticed in them.
Okay.
I watched The House with Amy Poehler and Will Ferrell.
Classic.
Yes, all-time favorite movie. And then after that, I watched Baywatch again, first time since theaters. Saw it with Gamble. Shout out to Gamble, which is weird. That's weird that I went and saw a movie with Gamble. Think about how weird that is.
And that's both of y'all's favorite movie all time ever.
Yeah,
Okay.
no doubt.
Along with The House.
Yeah, of course. And then Dirty Grandpa, and then what was the other one? Oh, The Wedding Ringer. All four of these movies, all new comedies. I've realized that all new comedies, all they want to do is be a movie about somebody who's like a guy, just tired of living a regular life. Basically, he's bored.
Yep.
And they go to a party or something, and they get partied out, and they falls in love with a girl at the party.
Yeah, you gotta stay away from the party girls.
It's so stupid, dude. There's literally a party scene where everything goes wild and, oh, dude, let this goat, lick your nuts or something. Or, dude, take a bite out of this cocaine cupcake or something. And it just goes wild. And
now, if you do attend parties without cocaine cupcakes and goats licking stuff,
that is stupid, yes.
It's a lame party.
But do we need the party montage in every single movie that's a comedy?
Yeah, I don't know, because it never really makes them funnier. I've never seen a montage that I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
I don't think it makes it funnier. I don't think it makes it more enjoyable.
Doesn't add to the story.
I don't think it makes sense most of the time.
No.
I don't think we need... In The Wedding Ringer, we're going to have a bachelor party. Okay, that makes kind of sense. But why are we having such a ridiculous one, first of all?
Well, because everyone has the most epic bachelor party ever.
In Baywatch, we're going to have a party? Oh, all right.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Wedding Ringer, Baywatch.
The House.
They had a casino party.
Yeah. And then Dirty Grandpa is all about spring break, so they have a party there, too.
No way!
Dude, let's go, dude.
De Niro, hits on some young chicks, and they're like, oh, I don't like grandpas. And then he goes, hey, baby,
the funniest part... Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
The funniest part of that movie is Aubrey Plaza is the girl from Parks and Rec who looks emo.
Yep.
Want to marry her?
Yep.
She's she's so offensive and
funny.
I don't know.
Isn't
so
she in
monotone.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine too?
No.
Okay, she's in something else. She's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she says something she has a sex scene with De Niro at the end of the movie because she's so turned on by grandpas, and she's like, I want you to rip my bra off like a social security check. That was the only time I laughed during the movie.
Okay.
That was literally the only time.
No, that's a good part. Did he do it?
Yeah, I did. I wish the scene didn't go on for as long as it did. It was almost a full-on sex scene. It was pretty graphic.
Sounds like Clint Eastwood and the Mule, dude.
Yeah, wait, did they go full into that?
He has 2 threesomes in the movie. Clint Eastwood.
Really?
And he's in his 80s or 90s. in real life and in the movie. And he has 2 threesomes with hot chicks.
That's so stupid.
It is the most wild thing ever on camera that they just casually put in there. The comedians from, well, one, John Krasinski, no, that's John Mulaney. From One Half of Big Mouth, and also famous stand-up comedian. Him and I think somebody on SNL, maybe Pete Davidson, are obsessed with the mule for that reason. Like, they do a couple of running bits about how it's like, how is no one acknowledging that Clint Eastwood made a movie where he has 2 threesomes and he's 90? Like, they just put it in there so casually.
That's what you said, too.
Yeah. I know. That's why I was blown away when I saw that they had rants about it, because I was like, dude, this is...
I remember you said, he makes a joke about, I'm going to throw my back out. And you were like, yeah, aren't you going to throw your back out? You're 90.
I feel like they had a point to that.
Ain't no oxygen for him either. Yeah.
What were we talking about before this?
We were talking about just party scenes, Dirty Grandpa.
Right.
Terrible.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like, I don't know Aubrey Plaza in real life, obviously. But assuming if she's not a total, like, stuck-up, obsessed with, like, egomaniac, that it's got to be pretty wild to, like, do a quote-unquote sex scene with De Niro. Like, I feel like she had to have been freaking out in, like...
Real life.
In real life, yeah.
Probably, yeah. It was...
That's pretty epic.
And then she becomes Zac Efron's grandma, which is hilarious.
Add De Niro to our teaser that we're going to be doing.
Wow.
I feel like he's been doing a lot of sellout movies lately. A lot of, like Dirty Grandpa... He did that movie, like The Intern or whatever, with Anne Hathaway or whatever that was.
He did The Irishman.
Oh, that's right. I guess that's like a saving grace. Because that's what he's known for.
Right.
I'm not saying The Irishman is a great movie because I haven't finished watching it, but like, at least it's like a movie that's in his wheelhouse. He's not like doing... Not that you can't get out of your wheelhouse, because he did with like the Fokker movies.
And
but
people
it was,
like those movies, right?
And they were better, yeah. I've seen all 3.
They're good? All 3?
Third one's the weakest, obviously. But
obviously.
It's... not the worst comedy I've ever seen.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
You've never seen them?
No, I've never seen any of them, and I probably should.
Yeah, they're good.
Because, like I said, all these comedies suck.
Yeah.
They're all such a waste of talent, too. Nothing is funny in them. Nothing. It's like, it's so bad, dude. Jeremy Renner makes a random cameo in the house, and it's wasted.
Yeah.
And
I do remember liking Nick Kroll in The House.
Is he? I know he's in Big Mouth, but
he's like the board of directors guy. He's basically the bad guy trying to shut them down.
And the other guy in Big Mouth is in that movie too.
Mulaney?
No, he's...
Oh, Rafi.
Rafi,
yeah,
there we
Rafi's
go.
In it,
yeah, he's in it too. Wasted talent.
I like how we all know, like everyone I talk to that knows who that actor is, all of us refer to him as Rafi. But that's his name in the league.
Oh, is it?
That's his character name in the league because he's in the show.
I don't know his actor name. You said his actor name. I was like, you know who I'm talking about now. Because
right.
I know him from Parks and Rec.
I don't know it. I don't know his actor name.
It's probably.
I just know him as Rafi from the league, and he's in Big Mouth.
I know him from Parks and Rec. That's where I saw him first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, him and Nick Kroll are both in the league.
Exactly, and they're both in a lot of their
and they're both
stuff
in Big
together.
Mouth. Yeah. That's good stuff.
It's just exactly. You have those 2 guys in Big Mouth, funny show. Why are they in real life with Will Ferrell and they're not in a good
trash?
movie? Yeah, it's trash. It's trash.
Yeah.
It's literally garbage.
I know.
And it's like...
You know, Will Ferrell did a new, like, short comedy with Julia Louis-Dreyfus or whatever. It was, like, in theaters, like, during COVID or right before COVID. Or like, February it came out.
God, what was it called? It was called
The
Garbage.
Upside.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, the garbage. Or,
the garbage upside.
The sled or something like they're skiing or something.
What another huge waste of talent. You know what they all remind me of? They remind me of like a Super Bowl commercial where look at all these big name actors. It's not really that funny, but like, isn't it great to see them?
Yeah.
That's what all those movies looked like to me. I was like, okay, I get they're like big name actors and we like them, but they still gotta make jokes and stuff for them.
Right, and so, a lot of times, especially like Will Ferrell, like he'll be the executive producer on his own movies. So it's like, is he just like famous enough now to where he's getting a bunch of actors together, and like some of these other people are doing the same? They just get a big cast together. They go, hey, let's just.
So he's pulling an Adam Sandler.
What do you mean? Like with Grown Ups?
Like with all Adam Sandler movies, he just puts all of his favorite people in all of them.
Right, and then they're like, yeah, well, but yeah, and then he's like, yeah, let's see what happens. Let's improv it. You know,
It worked out a little bit better for Adam Sandler, at least at
That's
first.
what I was about to say. Yeah, at least it worked out better for him, but it did kind of fall off there. But I blame Netflix for that.
Same. Anyway, that really bothered me. I just want to give a quick shout out to probably the worst movie I've ever seen. It's up there. Now, it is a made-for-TV movie, but I still had to watch it, and it was awful.
And you had to watch it. Why?
It was on the TV. It was that's
at work.
That's all that matters. Is because like I don't want to be the guy that changes the channel and we have to watch. I don't know, cornhole on ESPN. You know.
But how hard is it to change the channel again?
It isn't, but then I look like a jackass because I can't find. Because usually there's only like 3 channels that have movies on them, and if you're not showing a movie, there's really no point in going to any other channel because it's all just news, weather, sports are not happening.
Right.
So
they don't watch reruns of sitcoms and stuff.
Exactly, but sitcoms I don't want to watch. Full House and whatever.
Big Bang.
Cheers. Oh my god. Yeah. But it's called The Wrong House Sitter. It's the worst movie I've ever seen. I swear up and down on it.
The Wrong House Sitter. Is it supposed to be a horror?
It's stupid. It's supposed to be stupid, and they nail it.
Really?
Dude.
So if they nail it, what's the problem?
It's so. It just the plot makes no sense, and I mean that in the most sincere way possible because they have a guy. He's a super famous writer, and he just needs somebody to look after his house when he goes out of town on big, like, I guess trips to sign deals and stuff.
Okay.
And so he has this woman, like, he meets her, and he's like, oh, he already has a girlfriend. Like, oh, just come in here and, like, just watch my house for a weekend. And she's like, oh, okay. And the first time he does it, he comes back and he's like, why is all my stuff missing? He's like, oh, I went to a flea market, and I just, I spruced up the place a little bit. I hope you don't mind. It's like, why would anyone not mind? Like, why would anyone want you to do that? Just watch my house. Don't rearrange all my furniture and buy stuff. But he's like, oh, okay. Like, he's like, oh, no, these aren't any red flags. And then he's leaving later, and she's like, yeah, just go ahead and sign this contract. It just protects you from, any legal stuff.
A house sitter.
Yeah, it's a house sitter contract. And he's like, oh, okay. And he does it. And then it ends up being, oh, you signed a lease. I now lease here, so I now live here. And then, like...
For free, though.
For free, yeah. Because he's like, you need to move out now. I don't want you watching my house. You're doing weird shit. And she's like, well, I can't. You signed this lease. I can live here now. And
is it a horror? Or
no, it's just it's a drama, kind of.
Drama thriller?
She does a lot of the stupid stuff that's all common knowledge. And then at the very end of the movie, the climax, she's holding a knife going up to the guy to kill him.
Okay.
Because basically she strangled this woman to death that was like working on like the lawyer stuff for him to get her out of the house, basically. She strangled her to death. And then the cops come. And then she hides upstairs and whatever. And like after that, they're like, oh, she must have ran off because we have her, she murdered this person, so we're good. And then the girlfriend, like the guy comes up to him and basically is just sitting there chilling on the couch alone. And then she goes up to him trying to slit his throat. And the girlfriend comes in and stops it. And then she's like, oh no, and just runs away. And it's over. So nothing happened. All this build up.
So the girl got away.
Yeah, all this build up and she just runs away. That's
and
it.
The movie ends.
Yeah, the movie ends.
That's profound.
I hated it. I couldn't stand it.
Did your coworkers watch it too?
Yeah, because we were all on the edge of our seats at the end because we're like, this has got to be built towards something. He's going to die. She's going to die. They're all going to die. Nothing.
Nobody gets hurt.
No, nobody's hurt.
Weird.
Anyway, what else we got to talk about?
Trailers if you want to. If not, I was going to propose a question on I found on Instagram if I can pull it up. I meant to pull it up while we were walking in and I never did.
You talking about all the DC trailers?
No, yeah, well that's what I was talking about. Yeah, if we talked about trailers, we could talk about DC trailers.
Well, what's this question about?
This question has nothing to do with DC trailers. It's just an interesting question I found on...
what did you think about the DC trailers? Did any of them do anything for you? Batman looked dope.
Batman impressed.
There's a controversy with him beating the crap out of that criminal, right?
Why is that?
Because he's beating the crap out of that criminal.
So?
I don't.
Is it like a police brutality thing?
Yeah.
Now Batman can't commit excessive force in a fantasy world?
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Okay, so this says pick 2 people to protect you while the rest try to kill you. And your options are The Rock, Vin Diesel, John Wick, and others. You can say, like, I guess what character they're from. I guess that kind of helps.
Oh, the characters they are?
I don't know if it's specifically I guess it has to be the characters they are because all these guys are actually actors. So I guess we're going based off the character that they're playing.
Okay. Probably The Rock and John Wick, right?
Well, what are the other characters?
We got Ethan Hunt, Mission Impossible. We got Equalizer, The Equalizer. We got Face Off and Face Off. We got Jason Statham probably in Transporter, I guess.
Yeah,
And then
then
we got
Vin Diesel from what?
Riddick. Yeah. And it looks like The Rock from Fast and Furious. So I'll go Fast and Furious, Rock, and John Wick.
Yes, but what about... I mean, the only thing is like The Rock's the biggest, but I almost feel like he's the weak link.
I haven't seen any of the Riddick movies. That's my problem.
I mean, not that he's the weakest. I'm saying I feel like somebody like... Only because I'm the most familiar with The Equalizer and Ethan Hunt outside of The Rock and John Wick. Those are the four I'm most familiar with. I feel like The Equalizer and Ethan Hunt could give The Rock a run for his money. Because, I mean, they have to go 4-on-2.
Right.
Or they have to go 2-on-4, whatever. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I would pick the same. I thought that question would be more interesting. Never mind.
Sorry. I don't know. Because I just, like, all those montages of John Wick just going through everybody, I feel like he could do it.
Oh, yeah, no. He was definitely my number one pick. But I was hoping there'd be more debate, but I'd pick The Rock as well. So, do you want to talk about... okay, so the Batman trailer... I was impressed by Robert Pattinson's voice in the movie as Bruce Wayne and as Batman. I've never really seen Robert Pattinson in anything. Because I've never watched the Twilight movies, and I just don't think I've seen him in anything else. And I know he's starting to kind of get into more movies, it seems like, here in the last couple years.
The Lighthouse.
Yeah, I never saw that.
Me neither.
Hopefully going to be seeing Tenet, which will be basically my first movie of his. And then I think he's in something else. But anyway.
Someone's got to take Michael Caine's shoes.
Somebody.
New British guy. Going to be in every Christopher Nolan movie for
Only
the rest of time.
60 more years to get there, but...
Starting him early.
But so the whole point of that, though, what I'm saying is I've never seen him. It's just because of Twilight, I guess I've always had this stigma about him. I've never really liked him. I've never gone out of my way to watch him. I just assumed he wasn't that good of an actor. Because really no one else from the Twilight series has gone on to do anything of significance except maybe Kristen Stewart, and she's always criticized for having no emotion, and the movies she's in are not that great. The most recent movie I think I've seen her do is Underwater, which is a sleeper favorite for Victor. And then...
But it's got women in it.
What's his name? Taylor Lautner hasn't done crap considering how much female appeal he had.
Yeah, he had a lot of really crappy John Cena kind of action movies.
I only know like one of them. I didn't know he had multiple.
I think so, like The Soldier or...
Yeah.
Flamethrower Ops or something, I don't know. Operation Bridgewater or something.
So the thing that impressed me about the trailer was, again, like I said, Robert Pattinson's voice and appearance. I thought they were more decent than I expected. I did think it was pretty violent. Him beating up that gang member, I think I was like, okay, cool, this movie's going to be intense. And then I do like the fact that I guess they're using Penguin and the Riddler, just because I feel like if they were to kind of do a reboot movie... or whatever, they've done so many Batman movies to kind of start it off with like one villain and some kind of origin story. I feel like would just be...
We're done.
We're done with it, yeah. Like
We've seen that happen so many times.
Yeah, so just give me the juice. Just let's get into it.
The juice.
The juice. Like, I want him to be in there. Give me some backstory. Let me know what's going on in the Batman timeline. Let me know where we're at.
He's already been Batman for like a year.
Right. So then,
they've said.
Great. So then let's just get into it then. Yeah. Tell me that, and then have him do his thing. That sounds good. And so if they do that, that'll be great. And I do like Colin Farrell as the Penguin. I just think that he looks the part, except for being massively fat. But I feel like being massively fat sometimes kind of makes it
funny,
cartoonish, comedic, and this could be dark, this could be more serious, so I think he would fit a dark, serious Penguin versus someone like Danny DeVito, who played the original, or played Penguin in the other movie with Michael Keaton. And then the Riddler, I don't know the guy playing Riddler, but I guess I like the fact that he's in there. I'm kind of hoping he has...
a lot of potential there. He's great in the Arkham games.
Right, and also, who's writing the notes, all the things that say to the Batman? And
I'm pretty sure that's the Riddler.
Okay, he writes like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, interested to see how the two of them play into the movie. Because the movie seemed pretty ominous. It seemed like it had some dark elements to it, to where I'm like, oh, that's pretty creepy. Like, you know, the letters thing. I don't know what it is about the letters from the villains and like the Joker's notes with all the cutouts. Like that, to me, they're
Very
more powerful than you would think they would be.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. They do something for me that I didn't think that they would. Just because you see that thing, you see that in so many movies, but it's like the way they execute it in a Batman movie makes it more enjoyable.
Apparently, I haven't looked at it, but there's some riddle in what he's actually saying, the monologue the Riddler's saying. Because
Right.
Riddle is talking over the whole trailer. Apparently, it's a riddle, and there's some answer for it that's, like, I don't know, significant.
Okay. I almost got confused. I thought Victor explained it to me, but Victor explained to me something that the Riddler said, I think, in Assault on Arkham or some other animated DC movie. So never mind. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
No, it looks amazing. I can't wait. I honestly cannot wait.
I figured it'd keep getting delayed, but it's coming out 2021.
October. Exactly. They haven't even started shooting again yet.
So long.
I know. That's why I didn't care about it until now.
Yeah. And then, the Snyder Cut trailer, we kind of talked about that off air. To me, it shows you a lot of scenes, but I think the song in the background is terrible. And I thought it was, not that song is bad, I just think that version of the song is bad. It was very boring, very slow, and it prevents them from having any dialogue in the trailer. It's all just shots, and so it's hard for me to gather what's going on. But it looks like there's a second villain above Steppenwolf. Is that Darkseid, or who is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how much he's in the movie, but yeah.
Okay, so Darkseid's in it now when he wasn't in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you cut out a whole villain? You just have one villain, Steppenwolf, but they had Darkseid in this version.
And it's 4 hours. I don't know how they make it a 4-hour movie. I'm really curious to see that. Is that going to be a lot of filler and backstory and non-action?
Right, like how much of it will be good. And I think it is a little interesting that I watched the trailers back to back, so it's super weird seeing Robert Pattinson as Batman, and then it's going to have this Justice League movie with Ben Affleck, and they're both going to come out in 2021.
Yeah, relatively close to each other.
So
I don't even think there's a release date yet, so it's probably not going to be for a while in 2021. So it could be like month to month.
So DC's really got it figured out.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're on the right path though.
Putting two different Batmans out there. And then the Wonder Woman trailer. Do you have anything to say about the Justice League trailer?
Honestly, it just kind of, I didn't really expect anything of it, so I don't care. I honestly don't care about it. I know that's like probably not the attitude I should have, but I know where it begins and I know where it ends.
I want to watch it more than I want to watch the new Wonder Woman.
I thought you were going to say the new Batman. I was about to smack you.
No, out of those three, like Batman's first, Justice League second, maybe even Black Adam third, and then Wonder Woman fourth. But I haven't watched the Black Adam trailer yet. Wonder Woman trailer, I just have a big problem with Kristen Wiig being the villain. And I think she looks, not that it's her fault, because whenever she turns into this cat villain thing,
It doesn't look good.
doesn't look good.
It's very
Off-putting.
I don't even know what I want to say. It reminds me of, it's a very like Disney
Fastidious? Yeah.
Disney movie animals look weird talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this is what I was talking about earlier with there's too many trailers for this movie now. Because I feel like I've seen almost this entire movie.
Oh, what, Wonder Woman?
Yeah, because they've had to delay it. So, like, every time they want to come out with it again, they have to start, like, ramping up the trailers again. So I've seen 4 trailers for this movie.
Damn. And they're all slightly different.
They're all I've seen new things in every trailer. So now I know what the villain looks like. I know she gets this armor. I know they talk about, like, how Steve Trevor came back. And, like, I know he's for sure back now. And it's not, like, a vision or anything. And Pedro Pascal's going to Pedro Pascal for sure. She's going to grab the lightning or whatever. I don't know. There's very few surprises, I feel like, that are left.
No, you're right.
I feel that. I hope not. But
No, I think you're right.
yeah, but it's just unfortunate because they've had to keep showing it. But yeah, dude, the Black Adam trailer, you missed nothing. It's just The Rock narrating. It doesn't even show any... It's just... I don't know what to say. It's like fan art, and then it's just him narrating over it.
When is that supposed to come out?
No release date either. That's
okay.
I don't...
So Rock
2022?
Rock will just keep talking about it for another 6 years.
Until he's too old to do it anymore.
Pretty much. Dude, I feel like he's been talking about it forever. And he's like, oh, I'm so excited to be Black Adam, DC Comics. Oh, man, here we go. And it's like, dude, you've been talking about it forever.
Just do it.
Yeah. Well, they need to do it, or somebody needs to do it.
Exactly.
And Shazam's not going to even be in it?
No. I think they talked Shazam's going to have a new movie, but I don't know what's going to happen in it. Hopefully it'll be better.
Yeah, that was another very average garbage type movie right there.
Very slow. So the last thing I guess we're going to talk about, who's had the, like, we're going to tease.
Yeah, little teaser.
Who's been the coldest in Hollywood? Who has been on the longest cold streak?
So that's all we're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Who's had the longest cold streak, so it doesn't necessarily matter what years their cold streak was happening in.
To make sure we have some debate, who's had the worst cold streak?
Right.
Because we could obviously just look up, like, time between movies, but...
Right.
And, we got to throw Will Ferrell in there.
Yep.
We got to throw Adam Sandler in there,
Oh,
although
yeah.
his cold streak is over now. So
For now.
For now.
He can get back on it real quick.
But it's
And
over.
all it takes is one.
Exactly.
Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, that's a great pick. Gerard Butler,
Yep.
for sure. Maybe Liam Neeson, honestly. Because pretty much since Taken 1, I don't think he's really done that much. Nonstop,
The Gray.
Commuter, stuff like that.
I never saw The Gray, but I did see Nonstop and Commuter both. He's on a plane, he's on a train, he's going to make it rain. It's Liam Neeson, baby.
Yeah, a lot of bad stuff out there. Maybe Vince Vaughn, but
Vince Vaughn would be good. Owen Wilson.
and then what's his name? Robert De Niro,
Yep.
because he's done pretty much garbage since. What's his last good movie? Is it Goodfellas?
No.
No.
Little Fockers.
I guess
Not Little Fockers, I mean Meet the Fockers.
Meet the Fockers. Okay, I was gonna say the Bronx story isn't really that bad. It's
But it was in like 93.
yeah.
Meet the Fockers was in like 04, but I think he's had even a good movie since then, you would think.
You would think, but I don't know.
Maybe Pacino.
That's what I was gonna say though. Is like I've seen a lot of people say, and I was kind of on board with it. Like Kristen Wiig has never really been good in anything.
So what? Bridesmaids?
Bridesmaids.
Anchorman 2?
Oh crap! She's in Anchorman too. All right, that's completely wrong then.
Yeah.
I forgot about those things, but because she's been in Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
that movie
which also
sucked.
I've heard really isn't as bad as people made it out to
No,
be.
it's not. But it's not funny. It's not really funny, honestly.
I've never really seen the original all the way through. I've
Me
only
neither.
seen okay.
Yeah, me
Bits
neither.
and pieces. Apparently an 80s classic. But yeah, Kristen Wiig, I just don't like her as a villain.
It's a weird pick. Why would you go with a comedic guy? I'd be like Will Ferrell being the Joker in the new Batman movie.
Yeah.
That'd be wild.
Yeah, it'd be wild, but I feel like that's better than what they're doing here.
Yeah.
I was about to look up her poop, like what
Her profile?
What did I say?
Bridesmaids. Man, I don't know.
But she just in the trailer, she already sounds cheesy. Like, oh yeah, I don't like what you have, and I'm a kitty cat. Rare, yeah.
I don't think she said. Well, maybe she did.
Direct
I don't know.
quote. I was
like Quaaludes in the 90s. I don't even remember the 90s.
Hey, I was in Quaaludes. I don't remember Oslo, but I remember Boston. That victory is as sweet as the cream pie from which the town was named. Too late, McElroy. Handed out the girls' medals this morning. Yeah, her number one movie is Bridesmaids. She did a movie called The Skeleton Twins with Bill Hader, who's also from SNL in 2014. Secret Life of Walter Mitty with Ben Stiller. Never seen that one too. And Zoolander 2, so that had to have been trash.
It was garbage.
She's in Big Mouth. She plays Jesse's vagina.
Why is that real?
I don't know. It's right there on IMDb too. Obviously, Saturday Night Live for 14 years. Why is that not her most known thing? Where'd You Go, Bernadette with What's Her Face? How to Train Your Dragon. Other stuff I've never heard of. Downsizing, which I heard was
Not good.
hot garbage. Yeah. Wet Hot American Summer. Which,
You like that?
Oh, I love it. It's great.
Never
It's just a
watched
bunch
it.
of actors being stupid, but to me it actually works.
And they're not
like
phoning it in.
Right. But they're just having fun doing whatever they want. Despicable Me 3, Masterminds. I did see her in Masterminds with Zach Galifianakis and Owen Wilson. And honestly, and Jason Sudeikis. That movie is so decent. It's crazy. Because it's not the worst comedy I've ever seen. It is based off a true story. But it is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not awful. I don't know.
What about Jason Sudeikis for the Cold Streak?
Nah.
Really?
Nah. Horrible Bosses.
That was 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, it's more recent than some of these other guys. He's got other stuff. You know, what about his cameo in Booksmart?
I watched Horrible Bosses too, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think?
That was pretty bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't. Well, I mean, a sequel to a comedy, especially an original comedy, it's like,
Why?
why?
Yeah.
Right. Like, they can make all the rush hours they want because you can just make up a bad guy, but like Horrible Bosses, like how many times are you gonna kill your boss?
Yeah.
How many times can you do that? She was Brenda in Sausage Party. She was apparently Peyton Manning on the Jimmy Fallon Show.
That's amazing. Why would they pick her of all people to play Peyton Manning?
She was in The Martian. She was in both versions of Wet Hot American Summer.
Okay, so it's completely unfounded then. I disagree with that. She's been in a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Or yeah, she's
And a lot of trash.
she's pretty much been 50-50 is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Which is
She played Sexy Kitten in Her, Joaquin Phoenix ScarJo movie, which is also on my list of things to watch.
oh yeah. Dude, yeah, you need to watch that because I was going to say I don't think she's ever been in a movie that's good and serious that I've seen. I don't think she was really good in The Martian. And she's playing a serious role in Wonder Woman, is what I'm saying. Damn. The omelet. Is that all you got?
Yeah, I think so. You got anything?
Nah, man. I think we can go out and wrap it up.
All right, kids. Oh, phone is dead, so I can't look up anything anyway. So we're going to go ahead and end the show here. Hope you enjoyed it. Like we said earlier about New Mutants, I mean, if you've got money to blow, support your local cinema. Go down and check out New Mutants. If you hate it, free nap. You can nap for free there. And COVID can't get you while you're napping.
That's true. I read that.
Let me keep your mask on just in case. And then, yeah, be on the lookout for our future episode about who's been on the longest cold streak. Really looking forward to that. Kind of see what actors we come up with, see what the debate. Hopefully we find some movies that maybe one of us considers breaks the cold streak, but the other's like, no, the movie sucks. You know, maybe we can get some of those going. Interested to see who has the longest and who we think is the worst. And then also if we come across, you know, maybe find some hot streaks either in there within the same actors or just shout out actors. Like we had talked about maybe Michael Caine being on a hot streak.
Michael Caine.
Hot streak for like 20 years, man. This guy's 30 years. This guy's been in the zone.
He was doing garbage before it, too. He was doing the spin-off Jaws movies.
Now that's a shame.
Yeah. He was doing that, and now he's playing in a bunch of Oscar movies.
Yep, started from the bottom, now he's here. For Reagan and Brian, have a great night.
I'm back, baby!